Hello, my beautiful people. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Depends where you are in the world. It's a beautiful, bright afternoon here, as you can see in the background. Beautiful day, the sun is out, and it just cheers you up. It makes you feel more alive. We had beautiful summer. Well, for some people, it was really hot. Even I felt so hot sometimes, at times. But we have a different hemisphere. Anyway, it's not a weather report. But yes, we had good, not had, we're still having it, good summer. And in 30 years' time, I think this is the hottest summer. Anyway, I just want to talk about two things. In my previous videos, I've been talking about social media. Some people think I'm against social media, against technology, against, this whatever people are doing, the videos on social media. I'm not against anything. I'm doing videos myself. But it brings a lot of responsibility. And I've already said that previously. If you've not seen that video, I will just repeat it quickly. This microphone and camera brings a lot of responsibility. It's not a toy that you just sit in the front of the camera and say whatever you like. It's not for your personal feelings. If you get a news, it's your responsibility to check it if it's authentic. It's your responsibility to check where is it coming from, what is the source. Is it authentic, established source? Is it reliable? And then process it how you see it as a person. Because sometimes a news can be news, but your view could be totally different. I mean, if something happened somewhere, you can't change it. If there's an earthquake, your view will not matter there because earthquake is earthquake. It happened. But I'm talking about the things like somebody said something. Like we had in last 10 years, we had very frequent changes of prime ministers in the UK. Now, just new prime minister, he's just taken the charge and people have already started criticizing him. It's not fair. At least let them work because we had so many changes. It's not good for any country. Now, people just heard from somewhere say, oh, Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan has Mr. Sadiq Khan. He has implementing Sharia law. Where is this news coming from? Do you have a reliable source? Have you checked it? Or you're just talking in the air? And you've literally, some people have built so much upon it that news that actually probably doesn't even exist. So this kind of news, this kind of talk only, first of all, is just clouding your mind. The things that you really need to think about, the things that you really need to pay some attention to, they get ignored just because you're focusing on so much rubbish. Islamophobia is nothing. It's a self-created thing. It's a self-created phobia. My father almost criticized me for having a dog phobia. I love dogs, but because I saw a few incidents and they were really terribly, scary. So I actually started feeling scared of other people's dogs. And my father said, it's self-created. You would have to try to come over it. Same goes with any phobias. So somebody created it, they gave it a name, and then we all started following that. What is Islamophobia? There's no such thing. What is Sharia law? I'm a Muslim myself. It doesn't exist. What is Sharia law? And if you're talking about like cutting the hands and chopping the heads or something, is it happening, God forbid, here? Can anybody allow it anymore in any civilized society? So these baseless fears, baseless news, baseless hatred, it's not doing any good to this country. It's not doing any good for you yourself. It's not going to be good for your children if you have any children. Because it's a sick mind. And I'm not talking about any particular person. The people who hate other people on the basis, say, because they're a community, so they say where they come from, their different skin color, for their language or for their religion or for God knows what. It's abnormal. You like using words, you like giving words, but this word is definitely for this kind of behavior. Abnormal, sick mind. They need help because we are humans. We should see people as humans first, then anything else. But no, we're looking at people like he is a Christian, she is a Muslim, he is a Pakistani, he is an Indian, he is a Bangladeshi, he is a Russian, he is this, he is that, whatever. I don't care. But they're humans. If they're good humans, they're doing good in the country, they're lawful people, then why you have anything against them? So this is, don't spread the news. Now, Socrates was a big philosopher. One of his disciples once came to him and said, I've got a news for you. And he said, is it going to do any good for me? Am I going to benefit from this news? He said, no. He said, am I going to be sad about after listening to this news? He said, no. He said, is there anything that after getting this news I can do or I need to do? He said, I don't think so. So he said, then that news is useless. Just discard it. So when you hear this kind of news, first of all, it's like we're not sheep. We're not a herd of sheep that somebody says something and you just start following that person. Just see how it's going to affect your mind. See how it's going to affect your personality. Baseless information, whatever that could be. I've just given you one example, but it could be about anything. Then the next issue was, we can't talk in public, the new law is coming or maybe already has been introduced that you can't talk bad about any religion. In particular, they were talking about Islam, and they said, because then people can be arrested for that. Well, I will tell you, because when people believe in religion, whether they're Muslims, Christians, Hindus, whatever they are, Sikhs, Buddhists, Jewish people, anybody, they are believing in something, they like that's why they're following it, so their emotions are also involved. So yes, emotionally it can be hurtful for people. So talking about any kind of satire on somebody's language or religion, especially religion, that is definitely asking for trouble. Either there will be a fight or argument or some kind of mishap, or you will hurt somebody. Do you like hurting people? No, we don't like hurting people, anybody. So I think it's very important. It's not just about Islam. It's not just about Christianity. It's not about any particular religion. We should not talk about somebody's religion in a humiliating way. We should not criticize. We don't like it, so fine, we are out. If we like it, we'll join in. But we don't have the right to talk publicly about somebody's religion and humiliate it or start making fun of it. That is not on. As a human, we have some ethical responsibilities. So if there is a law or there will be a law, I think that would be quite legitimate. I think there should be a law that we should not hurt each other. We should not spread hatred in the society. Now, I'll come to the second thing that I want to talk about. And this is for the people, in particular Muslims, but it could be any religion. Now, when you live in a country, when you go to somebody's house, you don't tell them, move your sofa, move your bed, change your curtains, do this, do that. I don't like the color of your car. I don't like your garden. I want flower beds there. I want this. You don't do that because you decided to go to their house. It's entirely up to them how they want to keep their surroundings. But no, when you come to England or you come to United Kingdom, you want to change everything. There are some people who do that, and I totally disagree with that. I think it's just not a practical approach. It's not a practical way of living. Somebody was talking to me, this lady, she is a Muslim, and I respect them. Of course, I respect Muslims. I respect every religion. I respect Jewish people, I respect Christians, I respect Muslims, I have a respect for everybody. Unless they prove that they're not worth it. But then again, I'm not going to talk publicly about it. But what I'm saying is, this lady was saying, "Oh, we want. I'm actually. My son is getting married, and we're looking for a girl who fully covers, like covers fully, that all those things. She wears all that." My question to her was, "Where do you live?" She said, "Oh, we live in England." So I said, "Are you going to continue living in England?" And she said, "Yes, we live in England." Now, I actually found it quite, I don't know what is the word for that, because I'm trying to be very careful. But actually, for me, I could not digest it easily, because obviously, if you want to go to that extreme, whoever they are, and it's not just about Muslims, it could be about any community. If you're in a country where the lifestyle does not show you the lifestyle you want to adopt or want to have in your life, then move away. Move to a country where it is normal. Go to Saudi Arabia. Go to any other Arab country where people fully, you will see the women. I'm not saying all of them. I've never been to those places. I've been to Dubai, but I've not been to Saudi Arabia. So I don't know if they're fully covers, but it will not look abnormal. It will not look, you will not stand out. It will not look like, okay, this bird has flown from some other word. So it's not convenient. I mean, it's not because what people will say, what the country's law is not, obviously, there's no law that you should not cover. But how would you feel living in a country where, people wear different kind of clothing? Okay, you want to wear your clothes is fine. You want to probably cover your head. Jewish people used to, or they still do, cover their head, the women, even men. And in Victorian times, until then, Christians, they used to cover their head and wear full long clothing. So that's okay. You can do that. But if you want all like a tent sort of thing, that is, I don't know what how you can do that. The other thing is, oh, this is not good about England. That is not good about England. This is happening in the UK. That is happening in the UK. I've already done a video on this. Then what? Nobody is keeping you confined here. Flights are still running. You can still buy a ticket to wherever you want to go. And if nowhere else, wherever you've come from, you can go back there if you don't like it. Because no country is and actually nowhere in the world is a perfect world or everything perfect. Are we perfect? No, we're not perfect. When I say, well, look, when you go to somebody's house, then you don't change the things. Same goes with England. Same goes with anywhere in the United Kingdom. When you're living here, when you've decided to come here, you want pounds, you want a British passport, you want your children speaking English, but then you want to live the way you want to live. Well, you can't have everything in life. So you have to be more clear about what you really want, what your priorities are, because you can't have everything. Nobody can. So if you move to a country where you can fully cover yourself, well, good for you. Nobody's opposing that. But if you do that in a country where it's not normal, I think it will be quite awkward for you too. But anyway, and also, if you don't like something in England, the doors are open to go back. Nobody is keeping you here unless you've done something unlawful and, God forbid, you're imprisoned. So then it's different. But then from the prison, I don't think you'll be talking on social media and telling everything bad about England or United Kingdom. I live in this country and I love this country. It's not that I don't criticize the things. I also criticize the things I see, but not in a humiliating way, not in a hateful way, not in a way where I say, oh, they do this. I always say, well, there's always a room for improvement. And I just talk to my close circle. I don't talk on social media about it. But if there is something that is affecting, like I just said, this spread of Islamophobia hatred or Islamophobia or the hatred of one particular religion, it's not doing any good to our country. It's not doing any good to our environment. We want a healthy society, and healthy societies cannot be based, they cannot build on prejudice of any kind. So that's all for today. The video is 15 minutes something. I hope you can put up with this, and I will talk to you in my other video, another video. Look after yourself, and wherever you are, if it's day or night, enjoy the time, enjoy the day, enjoy the night, and I'll talk to you later.